This is Europe's hardest hike, the GR20. I'm just an ordinary bloke who likes getting outdoors. This trail is 180 kilometres long, with 12,000 metres of climbing. That's 1.5 Everests. Most people need 2 weeks to survive it, but I'm going to try and do it in just 7 days. The question is, can I actually push through, or will this trail break me? Right, we've just met with the guys at the airport, so how you feeling, Ryan?
Buzzing.
Can't wait, bit nervous, bit apprehensive. We've got a lot of long days ahead of us, but it starts now. Let's go. Shawnee.
Huh? Yeah, it's pretty.
How you feeling, mate? How you feeling? How you feeling? Before I could even set foot on the GR20, I had to get to Corsica. That turned out to be a nightmare of its own. 2 flights, hours of waiting around, and then a 3-hour drive across winding mountain roads. By the time I arrived, I already felt like I'd done a challenge, and the trail hadn't even started yet. And this was just the journey to the starting line. What on earth was I letting myself in for? All right, so we've just arrived at the start of the GR20. We are in our accommodation behind us, and we're now going to head down and grab some food. It's been a long day. It was a 3-hour drive from the airport, and we're all absolutely knackered and starving. So early meal, early to bed, and we'll crack on in the morning and get this thing started. Here we are, day one, Calanzana to Corsica. We've got 19 kilometres today, 2,170 metres of climbing. It's going to be a pretty intensive introduction to the GR20. We're up here 5 o'clock in the morning and we are heading out to the trail. I don't know what's going to start hurting first, so that's always the gamble. It's like a roulette wheel. So without further ado, let's get going. We're about 2 miles in, a very real start to this. There's not much by way of flat sections or anything, but I think we'll do the main part of this climb now, and then I think we'll reach the first refuge maybe around 11, 12. Like I say, distance-wise, it doesn't look bad. It's only about 19 kilometres, which you think you'd smash out quite quickly. It's 6 a.m. now. In the next hour, we'll have sunrise, and yeah, be able to show you some of these views because we'll have some decent elevation. Yeah, and as you can see, all along here, you've just got to follow these white and red paint marks. We accidentally went the wrong way about 3 minutes in and started following the yellow one, which is the higher route. I've been building myself up so long for this, you know, absolutely nervous. Coming up 40 in February, so it's a good challenge. I want to keep myself really nice and healthy throughout my 40s, and this is one way that I'm going to do it with these challenges. So I've been really nervous, apprehensive, not knowing what to expect. Obviously I've watched videos, I've read books, but until you actually put your feet on the ground, you can't really judge it. 7 a.m. in the morning, as you can see, the sun's risen. We are already at about 1,100 or 1,200 metres, 4 miles in, so we're doing pretty good pace-wise. Just being absolutely attacked by midges at the moment. It's a bit windy. We are at the top of Bocca do Salto at 1,250 metres. That was a steep incline to start with. Certainly wakes you up. How you feeling, boys?
Yeah, good. Good. Fresh.
Nice and fresh. So I think the trail now is down there, and then we walk round the back of that range there. You sort of don't have really time to fully take everything in, but I'm sure we'll make up for that later on in the trip. We've just come down through there, first bit of scrambling with the chains, the famous chains that you see everywhere on social media. We've got now about 6 hours left in, I think. So making pretty good time, really enjoying it, really enjoying the views. Not enjoying the heart rate at the moment though, but I'm sure that will catch up with itself as the week goes on. It's absolutely incredible out here. The solitude is. We've seen a few people walk past us on the way through, but not that many. It's an absolute pleasure. This trail is just epic. Can't say anything more than that, but show you. We've just reached Ortu di Upiobu. Ignore my pronunciation of that. I have no idea how to say it. So we're going to stop off and have a bit of lunch. Much needed, flagging a bit energy-wise. Wish I'd stopped and had a little bit earlier on, but it is what it is. We're here now. We've just stopped in this refuge and had such a nice omelette with bacon. I can't tell you how well that went down. That was absolutely mega. Just what I needed to give me a little bit of a push. The weather's quite nice actually. Even though the weather's been forecasted around 30 degrees down near the sea, it's actually quite nice up here. I think it's around 10 to 12 degrees and there's a bit of a breeze, which is really nice. So
most people call it a day at the first refuge. They stop, eat, rest and recover before moving on the next day. But for us, that was only halfway. Instead of stopping, we shouldered our packs and pushed on to the second stage. And of course, we were now heading straight into the midday sun, the hottest, most exposed part of the day. This is where the trail really started to bite.
So as you can see, the terrain is very difficult to navigate. I stopped to have a little bit of electrolytes and some Kendall mint cake and smash in a few more calories. So my mates just carried on ahead. And when I came around the corner, this bit was pretty difficult to navigate. So I'm looking around for the bits of red and white paint. They are quite frequent. When you see them, you just know you're on the trail. So, but they're amongst all these boulders, it's quite hard to spot. And it is quite easy to see that you can get lost out here. But for me, it's not a problem, you know. As long as I've got water on me, my SOS device, my GPS, and I've got enough daylight hours, I'm more than happy to just bimble around and find my way through. It's a bit of an adventure. So, the midday sun's getting very hot now though. The breeze has stopped. So I better go and check the GPS and find my mates, because I have no idea where they are. Just stopped for another break here. I don't think I'm too far away from the highest point now. Getting lost at the bottom of those boulders was really tiring. I didn't realise how far off course I was, so no doubt my mates are at the top of here already. They've already got down to the bottom of or they're on the way to the bottom to the refuge. So I'll be having a quick water break. I'm just making sure that I stop and, I'm in no rush really today.
By this stage, it was already getting really hard. I was stopping more often and the heat was draining me. Every climb was tougher and it was becoming as much of a mental battle as a physical one. And the worst part was, I had no idea what was still waiting ahead.
Oh God, I can't tell you how happy I am. I've made it to the top of this summit, I think. I'm hoping that's not more over there. But that's just been relentless. All right, hopefully this is the top. I don't want to lose momentum, so I'm going to keep cracking and hopefully it's downhill from now. That last summit was a lie. Everybody past me has been telling me, yeah, just get past that 200 metre climb and it's all downhill, 3 kilometres, straight into the refuge. No. Right, we're now going down the steep incline that I've been looking for. We came from back up that way and we've now found, but the steep incline is very steep. As you'd imagine, it's called a steep incline. But yeah, it's very loose underfoot. So trying to concentrate on the poles. I just wanted to show you a little bit of the terrain so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, my feet are completely just slipping away. I just bumped into some guy actually. I said, how long to the refuge? He said 2 to 3 hours. I'm like, what? Someone just told me like 2 to 3 kilometres. So no, 2 to 3 hours. I'm like, oh, hope the first person's right. I mean, it's horrendous. I've come all the way from up there, down there, up and down, and up and down, and up and down, over to here. And now we've got like super slick, you might be able to see that behind the sun. Super slick climbs up there. Proper scrambling. This is becoming a mental test now, which is exactly what we were after. But when I was back and I said that I was at the summit a few hours ago, I thought that we were done. I thought it was one road all the way down into the thing, and everybody I've passed have been like, yeah, it's just a couple of kilometres. 2 kilometres has taken about 2 hours. It's insane. I'm recording on my phone because I'm trying to conserve power and everything, so forgive me. I'm going to try and crack on again. And I'm running a bit low on water actually, so definitely will take a bit more tomorrow.
I filmed these goats just before a brutal 2-hour descent I couldn't capture on film. I needed both hands just to stay upright. Loose scree, constant scrambling, and every step smashing my knees. By the end I was wrecked, and the trail wasn't done with me yet.
All right, so we've made it back into the refuge. That was so difficult. I had to stop filming because I thought I was going to die about 5 times because I'm feeling absolutely mentally drained. How are you feeling, Ryan?
Good. I need some new knees.
How are you feeling, Shawnee?
Good.
How are you feeling, Chris?
Okay, yeah, good.
So Chris is a Canadian guy that overtook me on the trail and basically made me look like some fat old lady. He was that quick. So, all right, dinner time. And we are being served prison food in the evening, which looks delicious. I'm sure Scott's going to love it. Give us your review, Ryan. Get some of that in your gob.
Looking forward to it.
You're going to give us a review, Scott?
Do one, mate.
Go on.
Do one.
Right, it's been a long day. I'm laying in bed right now, ready to get an early night. We'll be headed off tomorrow at 5 a.m. So nice and early get up. We've got breakfast here. Just laying in bed, looking at the ceiling. All the flies. Right, on that note, I'm going to get to bed and I'll catch you tomorrow. Right, it's 5 a.m, day 2. Yesterday was a proper slog coming in downhill. I think everybody's legs are feeling it. We've got around 16 kilometres today on 2,000 metres, up and about 1,900 down. Two persons maximum. So today we're planning on doing, I think it's 2 stages again. So we'll end up in Auberge du Vallon, which should be a long day again, I think, because we've just done a pretty gnarly ascent out of the previous refuge. So I couldn't get the camera on because it was really, really technical and tricky. There was chains and everything to go across, and we had to do that in the dark. It's a bit cold now though, so I'm going to get moving again. The breakfast today was absolutely dire. It was literally bread and jam, but the bread wasn't even bread. It was just like dry, crispy, like crumbly little bits of bread. It was absolutely terrible. And I think we paid about 10 euros for that.
I carried on along the ridge, and for the first time in a while, I felt like I could actually breathe. The views opened up all around me, and this was the kind of hike I really enjoy. Steady ground, big scenery, and a chance to take it in. It felt almost like a reward after the day before, but I also knew it wouldn't last. Ahead of us was the long descent into Ascou, and for most hikers, that's where the day would end.
Great, so we've just climbed over the pinnacle there, and I think this is Refuge Ascou. I've just got to switch hands here because this is a little bit dodgy. Head down there, bit of breakfast, and enjoy some of these fantastic views. As you can see up there, the sun is trying to make an appearance. I can smell the food from here, so it's encouraging me to get a move on, get down there. Feeling good though. I think today's the hardest day, actually. I think yesterday's the second hardest day, according to people and, you know, anecdotes that I've heard. After this point, tomorrow is going to be a monster day because we're going to tackle a number of stages. And then apparently once you get past Visavona then, or Vitsavona, as they call it, then it should be way better. I am around 2/3 of the way up this Montecinto climb, about 2,200 meters, I believe. And I've just found some cold, fresh water. I'm running low. The sun has been absolutely beaming down all day, but I can see some clouds coming over the distance now. Somebody told me there might be a storm coming in about 3 o'clock. I need to make sure I make good time and get up there and get over that top before 3. Doesn't look that bad on paper, but the terrain is literally scree almost the whole way up, all vertical climbs. Yeah, it's been hard going, very hard going. We've got that bit to do now, probably like another 150 meters. I'm absolutely sunked. This is as hard as they say it is. Double stages as well. I mean, if I could have stopped at Ascou earlier, I'd have been in there at 9:30, relaxing, and this would have been fine, I think. But after a double stage yesterday and a double stage today, I'm struggling now. I can't even speak straight. And we've got a storm coming in about 40 minutes. So I've got no choice but to get up there. One final scramble and then it's all downhill. Let's dig in. Okay, so I've made it to the top. and it's just starting to rain. I'm so glad I'm up that technical part before the rain, because it would literally be so slippery coming down that granite. So yeah, it's all downhill from here now, baby. So I'm going to go and get started, see if I can beat this and get in for some food. I honestly thought I was going to pass out on the way up there. I was that lacking in energy. But getting to the top has given me a new lease of life. So, oh God, I feel a bit emotional getting up there. It killed me. Right, less moaning, more moving. Also looking over here, there's another lake. You can see how that goes around. The weather changes so quickly though. Honestly, beautiful earlier. I was getting sunburnt, and all of a sudden the clag sets in. And as you can see, it's a bloody nightmare. As you can see down from the summit up there near Monte, it's looking like it's just a nice easy path down there. It's a bit rocky coming down in the first part, but it's not too bad. Much better than what I've been experiencing for the last however many hours. And just when you think it's all downhill, you've got this. This is the downhill section back to the camp, apparently. I mean, this is a joke. This terrain is absolutely relentless. I thought the downhill would be easy, but pretty much had to scramble all the way down off there, I think from around the top of there. And it's where it's been raining, it's so slippery, so slowing me right down. Oh my God, we've just come down from up there. That was one of the most technical descents I've ever done. That was just, I don't know, I can't explain it. Mind-boggling. We're losing light, it's been raining. I've twisted my knee. My foot slipped on a wet rock, and my other right leg got stuck behind, like tailed behind, and it's pulled on the MCL. So I'm hoping that doesn't flare up tonight, because it's a bit painful. The necessity to get down has meant that I've blocked it out. It's not too bad, it's not a tear, but it might be sprained. But my God, after all that climbing earlier, what a day. This could do with being over, I'll tell you. So in my haste down there to get to the refuge, I thought it was on the right hand side of the river. Didn't see any of these signs. You've got to follow these, where is it on the thing? These red and white signs. And ended up running all the way down the wrong side of the river. So I just had to climb up, just walk past the most amazing little waterfall pool thing. Oh, the temptation to get out and stick my feet in there is unbelievable. And we've got dark grey clouds in the sky. And I want to get back before it's dark. So, right, so we've made it to the bergerie at, I can't even remember the name of the place, I'm that tired. Just trying to find my mate's tent at the moment, but yeah, what day that was. So we've just nailed the first 4 stages in 2 days, and I think that's those are the 2 hardest. So there's hope yet. So yeah, I'm going to go in, get my stuff sorted out and try and get myself some dinner. So it's the end of day 2. Everybody's hanging out. That was one of the hardest days of hiking I think most of us have done. Just had a nice bit of omelette and a ham sandwich, which is much needed. We're in a bed now. It's about 8 o'clock. We're all zonked, so early start tomorrow. We've got a long one tomorrow. I think about 30k, but much less elevation. So I'm hoping it feels easier on the legs. See how the knee feels in the morning. But we're in the tent outside. It's not pitched very well. Got a rock underneath me, and it's absolutely hammering down with rain. So hopefully I can get a good night's sleep. We'll catch you tomorrow. Day 3. I had a lay-in today. The lads headed off around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I could hear them getting up, but I just needed a little extra recovery. So I'm leaving now. It's about 6:45. I just wanted to wait for sunrise to be available, really. I just needed that mental break, to be honest. I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction, but we have a bridge here. I did twist my knee, but it feels fine today. Just aching muscles. and a bit of tiredness. So, right, I'm going to go and work out where the trail starts and get moving for today. Out of Auberge Vallon or Refuge Vallon. It has two different names, I don't know why. You have to come to the bottom over this bridge. It's not clear because I can't see the paint marks, but it makes sense that you need to go over here. So that is not the direction out of this refuge. I've just walked over the bridge. Some of the signs up to the GR20, they're red and white, but they're also yellow signs, which is like an alternate route. So I saw some yellow signs and I thought maybe that's just an alternate route and it would take me back to the normal trail. I got all the way down that path and met some helpful older guy who told me I was on the wrong path. So I've had to now do that steep incline back over to the bergerie so that I can get onto the trail, which is actually over there. That's not what I wanted for the start of the day.
For the start of the day, the trail was a pleasure. Wide paths, steady footing, and I caught myself wondering, had I really left the super difficult terrain behind me? The morning felt smooth, almost easy, as we worked our way towards Refuge de Chiotlu. But the GR20 doesn't stay kind for long. Before I'd even had time to settle into the rhythm, the steep inclines returned. This time though, it wasn't punishment. The rock was solid and grippy, the climbing was interesting, and for once I actually found myself enjoying the effort. Reaching the top of the climb, the whole landscape shifted. Green grass and open fields stretched out with the mountains in the distance. It felt almost like the Lake District back home, and just ahead I could see the refuge. After the morning's effort, it was a welcome sight.
So I've made it to the top of the first ascent for the day. We're now heading down to the first refuge down here. I can't wait, hopefully they've got omelettes. Could smash an omelette. It's a little bit of downhill, minor ascent, and then we're in. And then I'm gonna see if I can get some internet and assess my situation, whether I continue to Manganu or I try and get a hotel at the bottom of the next descent. So that's us just left the refuge. The omelette there was absolutely bang on. I'll put that on the screen where it is. Definitely stop there. Cheese and ham omelette, made to perfection. Just what I needed. It's given me a proper little mental boost. We're on now, pretty much downhill to a hotel. Now, the guys behind me told me that this is a ski lodge, so it may be very tempting. Oh, so it's amazing. Just been doing some rock jumping into the little pools. That was great fun. Really nice and refreshing, but I've left my towel at the previous camp. So I had to literally sit there and dry myself in the sun, but I don't care. So the camera's gone away, the action camera that is, and I'm back on the iPhone. Shades on, really nice, mellow downhill here, following the river down. Oh, that was a very strange experience. I was just filming those guys coming across with the horses, and the lead guy started shouting at me like, "No filming." I presume that's what he was saying in French. And when I put my phone down, and he rode the horse over to me like quite aggressively, and was just like saying, "No filming." I was like asking why, and he was just like, I don't know, shouted something to me in French, but it was a very strange. Why you're not allowed to film, I don't know. Trying to make a YouTube video, of course. How am I going to show everybody on the bloody camera what I saw? They wouldn't believe me. But yeah, bit weird. So it's been a long evening. I stopped at this hotel called Castello di Vergio and decided to book a room. I just couldn't go on to Mangano. It was just too much for me. I've trained really hard for this trip, but nothing can prepare you for the terrain that lies ahead of you if you start this and try to do it in 7 days. Most people I've come across on the trail are doing it in like 14 to 16, and they're taking one stage at a time, which is great because then you can get, let's say if you leave at 7, 8 in the morning, you can get to the next refuge by midday, 1 o'clock. Relax, have some food, rehydrate and do all those good things. But where we've been doing double stages on the most difficult parts, we haven't really had chance to get in the evening, rehydrate properly without needing to get up and go to the toilet all night. So it's been get in, have a quick shower, eat dinner, straight to bed, up in the morning. And this morning I just couldn't handle it anymore. I needed to have a lay-in. So I stayed in bed till about 7 and hiked as far as I could with the hope to get to Mangano, but stopped off a couple of times en route for food because I was starving. I was dehydrated, burnt to a crisp. The sun was just relentless today. Even with sun cream on, it still got through. So it was just the UV must have been super high. The option for me then is tomorrow is to go and catch up with those guys at Mangano, but they're gonna be heading to Visavona, which in itself is about 29 kilometres and 2,000 and something metres climbing, 2,700 metres descent is just insane. And that's a triple stage, I believe. So I struggle to see. That's going to take around 14 to 16 hours. And I'm going to try and get the bus tomorrow to Visavona to meet them at the end of tomorrow's trail. But I'm a bit worried that they might not even get in. But they're strong guys, so fingers crossed. The terrain shouldn't be too bad for them. But there's levels to this game. Honestly, most of the people that are doing the 7 days of fast packing with really light kit, they've got ultra running vests on and things like that, and they're just not taking much with them. So we've just arrived down in Corsica, going to go and catch the train to Visavona, and I've just met these cool German guys who are off for a pool party. Hope you have a good one, guys. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, we've arrived down into Corsica, and I have to get the connecting train now to Visavona. So I've just arrived down in Visavona, which is a nice little, nice little town. We've just got off at the train station. There's little restaurants around and things like that. And I've just spotted something incredible. Please tell me that this is open. Oh, well, that was a little bit infuriating. I just sat outside the massage place for about half an hour, waiting for him to finish his current massage. And he's come out and told me that he's got no space until 8 PM at night. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment. 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the moment. So he's just left me sitting out there. He must have seen me. Oh well, not much I can do about it. At least had a little chill out. So after some careful consideration last night and this morning, everybody's decided to call it just because, well, them three yesterday, the three guys I'm with, they did a triple stage from Mangano to Visavona. Obviously, I got the train here, so I only did 2.5 days, which I think was 6 stages. So them guys done 10, and their legs are absolutely shot to pieces. So yesterday, I think it was about 32 kilometres for them, 2,400 up, about 2,700 down, and it's just what you can't really appreciate on this trail is the terrain, the distances, the elevations. They seem fine. You know, you train for those in the UK or wherever else you are, but kind of sharp rock, the uneven ground, the constant slabs, the boulders, it's just relentless. And I think it's definitely a bigger test than we all imagined to do it in 7 days. A lot of people on the trail are doing it over, say, 10 days, 14 days, and that's way more manageable because you can have a break in the middle, or you can just stop at more refuges along the way and actually finish around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, or before 5 in the morning, getting on the trail at 5 in the dark, and then getting back into camp around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, it's just giving you time really to eat, sleep, and then get going, and you don't really have time to appreciate it or take things in. But on the other side of that, you know, I feel like I've like massively grown from this. I've learned a lot about like what I'm capable of. The first day was very difficult, mentally challenging. It was just long and difficult on the legs really, but I felt fine. Day 2 was a soul taker. That climb from Ascu up to the top of the mountain, and then the descent down into Boulogne refuge was just a killer. And then obviously the third day wasn't too bad. There was a real tough climb out of Boulogne up to the something Damari refuge, and then the descent down was fine, and I stopped at the hotel. But I think what I take away from this really is that I want to do hiking to enjoy it. I like walking, I like getting out of the house, I like going out and having a digital detox. Those are the bits that really matter to me. Doing this stuff here and the major endurance, smashing your body to pieces, it's not healing, it's basically damaging really. Mentally, I think it makes you stronger, but physically, you could end up doing some serious damage to yourself. We were carrying heavy packs, considering my base was 6 kilos. By the time I added food and water in, I think I was running closer to around 11, 12, because we were having to take so much water because it was so hot. The sun was relentless all day. And like I say, the terrain on the body and the knees, it's just something that I had considered, but I hadn't really appreciated it would be that difficult. So I'm just gonna, for now, I'm gonna continue training. I'm gonna continue doing what I do and try to do my best and still do some of these challenges, but still try to do more of taking in what really matters to me, which is getting outdoors, doing wild camping, having some nice food and appreciating the nature, which I think is personal growth, personally. I'm trying to package that up. It's a failure in the sense of not completing the GR20. I did think about continuing on to Campanelle today and then trying to do the rest of it over 4 days. But after speaking to a few of the refuges, there aren't any spaces, they're fully booked up. So the option to like move those around isn't gonna happen. So we're gonna go down to the point where we were gonna have a stopover before we flew home and get a villa there. And I think that will conclude this story. It's been difficult, it's been emotional, but I think we're all adult enough to admit when we're defeated, and we definitely are defeated. So if you have done this in 7 days, massive respect, because it is absolutely brutal. If you've enjoyed watching the video and you've gained anything from this, please like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.